Hey everybody, welcome back to Bennie Unfiltered. Hi everybody. I guess we're figuring things out. We got plenty of donuts and coffee in us. This is Bennie Unfiltered live if we're live. So here's the deal, everybody. I was just talking to somebody not too long ago about this that does a show out of California. The Mary Lee show, she's had me on a couple times. We're getting ready to schedule another televised or live stream podcast. She runs an actual show out there. She's been doing it for a while, and she still runs into issues when it comes to live stuff. So you know what? It's Bennie Unfiltered. We're doing things a lot differently than some podcast things. I'm not saying we're better than anybody. Obviously, we're having issues. But the thing is when you're doing multi-channels and media at one time, I guess you run into errors. Now, here's the cool thing. We had it all set up yesterday, did 3 runs on it. Perfect. No problems. This morning, we have some issues. And I guess that could be added to some fears, right? Jeez. So I don't know how much you guys got live from us on here, behind the scenes. I think there was a few things thrown around somewhere. Just kidding. So here's the deal. Bennie Unfiltered Live is so fresh and new at trying to do this. We really want to do it. We really want to offer quality stuff, not just behind the scenes stuff that can sometimes be funny and catch your eye and want you to watch, but something you're going to gain from it. And one of those things is I hope everyone that did tune in last week got something from it, because there was a lot of good stuff. It was, we're on the fear series, and last week we did identify with our fears, and some of those things are really hard to deal with, right? Especially as entrepreneurs, we want to take that leap. We want to jump off the bridge, sort of say, and just go for it and cash out whatever career we were working and punching in a clock. Well, now it's a lot different of a story. A lot of people think it's easy. Not necessarily is. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears behind everything, but the doors open up and it's worth it. And when you like to live like that, then that's the adrenaline rush you get. It's always a little bit stressful, but it's learned how to maintain it and work through it. So now let's get started. This is the Fear Series, Part 2, Identifying the Cause of Fear. Okay, for those that missed it last week, I'll do a recap real quick. We did the functions of fear, and I touched base on a lot of things: the fear of success, the fear of making that next move. And so everybody that did catch that, good job. I hope that you took notes. Hope you're taking notes right now. And I know things are a little rough at the start here. Apologize for that. I truly do. It'll get better. Now, here's another thing. If you haven't checked it out, or if you did, you can still get more by going to the website www.bennieunfiltered.com, or reach me by email at bennie@bennieunfiltered. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to go into episode 2. How do we move past our fears? I'm going to share with you guys a couple techniques and strategies that I've used to control my anxiety and move forward past my fears. Now here's the deal. I have anxiety right now, to be honest with you. But once we went live, it just kind of changed a little bit, because I know now I can just be myself and do my thing. I remember when we were down in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing some videos, DVD, self-motivated stuff on fears. The anxiety was there. There was a point of the filming that I didn't even know we were being recorded, so it went really smooth, okay? Once the cameras were rolling, we knew we were doing, I had anxiety. But it gets better. We just got to work through it. And some of those fears are working through them all the time. And how do we identify them on fiction or reality of it, right? So you got to tell yourself these things. So I want kind of everybody to make their list, okay? So we're going to go off that. Make a list of some of these things that you think that cause you to identify the fears. And we're going to deal with it by 3 to 5 things. So make that list. I'm going to give you a couple examples of mine. One of them is I have a fear of success still to this day, but that ain't the biggest one. My fears are more like some of the things I'm working on right now, okay, is discipline. I'm just gonna keep it real. So like, I'm teaching things that I'm working on and have worked through for sure that work for me. So I'm just like everybody else. I'm gonna keep it as real as possible. If you get something from it, great, because that's how I roll. The thing is I identify with fears as my discipline. So me and my coach talk about things like you got to get more disciplined, Benny. You got to get more disciplined, and that's taking that 30-minute time block to do these things. And I want to keep notes all the time, whether I know it from front to back or not, and did my 30-minute time blocks. I still got to have this memory thing because there's good key points that change all the time. I changed them a lot, so you want to identify that. Okay, so mine happened to be the discipline and how to stay consistent. How do I stay consistent with that? It's easy. You get up, you do your stuff, you go to bed, write your list, your L1s through your L5s, and prioritize them, because that plays into so much stuff. It really does. And we're going to go more in depth with this stuff, and that's why I say go to the website and check out the rest of the program and stuff like that, because it does get better, okay? And I'm not trying to push it too long on this, but I really want you to make that list. So I hope everybody makes a list of all the fears that they're currently working on, okay? And once you do that, now ask yourself, are these fears vital to me? And if so, how important? Now seriously, you got to ask yourself, if these fears, like my non-consistency or my discipline, don't work for me and I don't apply that, what happens? Not good stuff. Things fall apart, okay? And it's very vital to me to work through this, because if I fail, there's a lot that's affected by that. Other fears kick in, like how am I going to pay my bills? I just quit my career job, don't even got benefits, okay? There has to be food on the plate, right, for the kids. Everything that is the responsibilities that you've had to build and earn are now affected because you have not disciplined yourself or been consistent with things or made the effort to do it. Nothing gets handed to you. You got to work for it. You got to have passion for it. These are big consequences. If you don't do these things, you lose. There's no other options in that, right? That is not one. We do not lose at this. We gain, okay? I answered some feedback on last week's series. I was up late last night studying for this and doing some more research on myself, and I answered some people back. One of those people is actually a good friend of mine who faced a fear finally, a big one, and as an outcome is becoming a social income for her on the networking relationship, because that fear was totally opposite of what she was expecting. When she faced it, the outcome was, oh my gosh, I'm glad you approached me. I've been thinking about doing this with you. How do we get started? When do we get started? A very big achievement for that person. Now she's got self-confidence and she's ready to rock and roll and make more money, right? And at the same time, give back to her community and the people that have helped her and stood by her from the beginning. It's a pretty amazing feeling. That teaches you how to conquer the next fear that comes your way, because you've already went there, okay? So now you got to take another priority list and say, okay, if this worked, then what? Well, now you got the business relationship, you got the networking going on, the word of mouth, okay? You're building that foundation. You're working through these things. You got to ask these fears, are they really reality or are they false, okay? Because you can work yourself through this, but you can also give yourself fears and create this in your head. You don't want to do that, okay? One fear at a time. Becoming fearless doesn't happen overnight, okay? You got to sometimes just sit there and think about the fears and the steps that have worked you through it to accomplish it. Because that's the tools you get. That's the discipline. That's the learning process. That's just becoming more consistent with this, okay? I mean, seriously, you guys, you got to listen. You got to take your notes. You got to do this. You got to apply yourself full time, not part time. In order to do that, you got to put in the work, okay? So time block. This is so crucial because it's a big thing I'm dealing with right now, and it's working. I don't know why we make it so hard on ourselves. Do you? I think we like the mental torture. I don't know. That could be one of the things you need to work on. Self-medicate your mind to achieve the goals that are required for you to be successful. Because you didn't jump in this to be non-successful. Okay, so moving along. I want you to do a scale of 1 to 10, how important those are. Prioritize your fears. I even took my own little notes like I did last week. And this is a good thing to do, okay, you guys? I know we're jumping around on some stuff, but take it. And, you know, like Rome wasn't built overnight, right? So be fearless through this stuff, and you'll take your time, and action will happen. It's one at a time, and you'll conquer it. You really will. You'll see the success like she did. Like the friend of mine that went out and faced one of her biggest fears, one of her biggest ones ever. And I seen the glow in her face, and I was always, she really walks around with a false perception, because I thought she really had her crap together, right? More than what she was even saying. And I told her that. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here thinking that you really have it going on, because we always think everyone that we know that we look up to doesn't have these same type of problems, right? They do. We're all human. We all have something in common. It's the drive to get there, but we're our own worst critic. I will critique the crap out of this today. I will. I'll critique the whole thing. My coach will call me. We'll critique the whole thing. Next week will even be better, and hopefully less internet problems and stuff like that, but we'll get through it, because that's what this is about. Look, man, there's no pain, there's no gain, right? So we got to do this. And what's so cool about my show that we're getting ready to start up, and it's going to be on all these multi-channels, right? We're going to be reaching people from all over the country. We've already got our list. We've already made contact with people, not just locally, but from all over the country that have so many cool stories. And they're going to bring it to the table, and it's going to get crazy up in here. There's going to be some laughter. There's going to be some fun. There's going to be some music. We're going to talk to all kinds of genres of people, man. From nationalities to from music to all kinds of different careers. Some people are going to already have their careers, and how they've multitasked multiple careers and employees and all the insurance stuff that comes into it, to the day that they were living and sleeping in their car and reflecting on what got them there. So always remember where you come from, you guys. It's important, okay? I try so hard sometimes to be perfect, and that's why we fumble. Don't try so hard. Just have it in your heart. If you have it in your heart, you'll be successful no matter what. I'm listening to people, my marketing team, they're so busy. It's about a minute, and they got to move on to the next one. There's no time in the day to get everything done. And we are juggling families, friendships, our own self. So it's really important to take self-control of your mind and thinking. Time block. Even if it's just a half hour, no matter what, turn off your phones, turn off your computers, and just take time for yourself to reflect on all this. I don't know how good we're doing on time, because this was a little over, okay? But it was good. I want to say thank you for joining the show. If I can even go back on here later, we'll even get a little bit more thorough, because today was really goofy on how we got on, and it just popped on out of nowhere. So it's good. You know, I just want to say have a good day to everybody. It's almost the weekend, but you'll still be working, I'm sure. Find some time for your friends and family, though, and research yourself. There's going to be more about this. I want everyone to know that the series is really good. We got, you know, a lot more episodes. Our next one's on isolating the fear. How do we isolate the fear? That'll be next week. That'll be episode 3. And then we'll finish it up with the design and strategy to beat your fear. And that'll be the key point. That's going to be the rock and roll ball out of the park, because that wraps it up on some stuff, okay? If you want more information, or if you want to get a hold of me by email, it's bennie@bennieunfiltered.com. And you can also go to our website at Bennie Unfiltered and check it out, see what we got going on. There's more information. We got the book, okay? This is good, you guys. So get it, and not just my story. There's other co-authors in here, but it's Cracking the Rich Code Volume 2. Get it, read it. There's a Volume 1. Check it out. Go to Amazon, do that. And or just reach out to me. I'll even sign a copy or answer any questions. If anyone wants to be on the show and they think they got what it takes to give back, we want to see you. Email us or check out the website. Just get a hold of us. I'll do my best to keep up with the answers. I want to say thank you for being patient and understanding that I'm not perfect. Our team ain't perfect, but we are perfectionists trying to make it perfect. And we'll keep trying every day. We don't give up. It's about Bennie and Unfiltered, and that's what this show is about. but it's also about you and Unfiltered. Let's do it together. Keep living your dream, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep living your dream. Bennie Unfiltered, I'm out.